So I guess we can call the meeting to order. The first item of business is Arts Committee minutes of June the 15th. I noticed one small omission from the minutes, or from the minutes of the last meeting. It looks like Christina Koopman's name is not among the members present, and I thought she should be.
Sorry about that. I was probably just using the template from the last one and she wasn't on the committee yet, so I didn't have her listed. I'll make the change.
Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes of June 15th?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Okay, so Megan moves approval. Anybody want a second?
I can second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries. The minutes are approved. The next item of business is annual election of chair and vice chair. So we need someone to make a motion to nominate a chair and a vice chair. Not all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So currently Rob is the chair and Megan Mackey is the vice chair. And this is something that we include on the agenda every year after we get a full committee appointed. In this case, I went ahead and put it on because I wasn't sure how long it was going to be for the mayor to fill the last vacant seat. And I looked at the council agenda and it looks like there is one more person he's proposing to appoint. Her name is Molly McDermott and she lives downtown on Parmenter Street. But I think, I'm not sure it matters to wait for one member to do the appointments.
So does somebody want to nominate someone for chair?
Has anyone been thinking about wanting this?
About what?
About, wanting to try chairing.
I'm already the chair. You can nominate me if you want to, but you don't have to.
I will. This is Katie. I'll nominate Ram Conheim for chair.
I'll
We need
second
somebody-
that.
Who seconded?
I did.
Thank you.
Michelle.
And I would like to nominate Megan Mackey to be vice chair.
I will second that.
Okay,
This is Katie.
so all in favor of me being chair and Megan being vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. So the next item too, Dama Mural.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dama Mural at the MOC Salt Storage Shed retaining wall and opening event.
Michelle, do you want to give the update from our
Sure.
discussions with Jenny?
Yeah. Abby and Jenny and I met maybe 2 weeks ago, and we've decided to do a virtual event. It'll be like more like an interview. I'll be interviewing Jenny about the project at the site, and then it'll be live streamed. We felt like that was the smartest thing to do in light of the increasing COVID numbers in the county, and also the 25 limit for outdoor events. So we are doing it on August 15th, 10 a.m. We hope to have some speakers as well. I did hear back from Joe Parisi's office and they have declined. I have not heard back from Diane Hesselbein. So I don't have anyone lined up. Abby, you were going to talk to Gurdeep. What is his?
He's willing to participate. He
Okay.
wants to be part of it.
I was thinking it might be good to have Amita, but Amita's in the process of moving to the East Coast, which we also discussed at our meeting. I have a poster ready to go that I've emailed to Amita asking if there are corrections that need to be done so that we can hang those around town still and let people know that we're doing this. and we'll be publishing it on the city's website, the DAMA website, social media. Let's see, what else was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. At any rate, those are some of the things that we hashed out at our meeting. We had planned on getting a donation from Hubbard Ave to give as a prize for a drawing that we were intending to have at the live event. So instead now Jenny has agreed to do a studio tour as a drawing. And so she's comfortable with having a couple of people at her studio to do a tour. And so we're doing that for donations of 50 or more. You get in the drawing. And we are still doing the prairie seed packets. The label is at the printer now. I'm waiting for it to come back, the sticker. And it's a sticker that has the mural and the name, and it says, "I support the Dama mural project." I should have actually sent Abby some PDFs so she could put them up. Anyway, once I hear back from Amita, then Abby has agreed to print the posters. So the city is absorbing that cost and the mailing as well. I have a bunch of envelopes, and so I'm just going to stuff the seeds in the envelopes and bring them to the city. And as the donations come in, then they will be mailed out. We decided it was best to mail them as they come in rather than bunch them up and have a whole bunch at one time. Abby, can you think of anything else that I left out?
Let's see. No, I think you got it all. The only part that I'm still thinking we should talk about is how we're going to live stream the event. From a technology standpoint. This is the sticker displayed on the screen, if you guys can see that.
It's super cool.
It's beautiful.
I don't know. How do you feel about doing like maybe Facebook live stream or something like that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm not sure how good the internet connection is out there. Like sometimes when I'm at the recycling center, my cell phone doesn't work very well. So we probably want to test it just to be sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder,
We could talk with our IT and see if they could hardwire like a cord out there or something. I don't know.
Or maybe a hotspot.
Mm-hmm. Let me talk to them and see what they say.
Okay. Alternatively, we could record it ahead of time as well, and we could do maybe some shots in Jenny's studio too.
That's a good idea, just for safety's sake.
Jenny did give this is the other thing I was going to say. Jenny did give a presentation at Get Moving Middleton on Thursday. I don't know if anyone was on that Zoom meeting, but she gave a wonderful presentation about the project. They asked that we not solicit donations in any way, so she did not mention the dedication. That's something that we're going to have to kind of market on our own, but she did give a presentation and said that the fundraising was being done for the second phase and that it would be installed in September.
And then the other thing that you guys had asked about, not related to the dedication, but related to the project, at our last arts committee meeting, there were some members that had expressed concern about what the expectation would be for us to continue fundraising after phase 2 is installed. And I reached out to Amita, and she said after the fundraiser, Donna will not hold the city responsible for any more fundraising. They would still hope to collect money from Middleton businesses, but it wouldn't be something that they would expect the city to participate in. And she also mentioned that there will be a video showing the whole process after the second phase is installed in September. So that'll be a nice piece for us to use for marketing and education. And also our operations manager for the city agreed that September would be a good time for our crew to put the scaffolding up. So at your last meeting, you had agreed to pay for up to $1,500 in cost for that. And he said he thinks that that'll be plenty. We might have some money left over and they'll handle the labor. Since they pushed it to September, it's outside of the road work season, so they would have time to do it.
Cool.
I think that's better anyway, because I think it'll be difficult to fundraise once the mural project is finished. But you know, I actually was kind of relieved that it got pushed to September, because I know they were wanting July.
Yeah. It was hot in July too. They'll probably enjoy installing it more in September.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else to discuss about the Dama mural?
I think so.
You don't need a motion of any kind, do you, Abby?
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Okay, so should we go on to item 3, update for marketing and communications working group and consideration of purchase of plaques. That's Meg McCombs, Megan Mackey, and Maria Wood.
Do you want me to take it away?
Yes.
So we got quotes from Total Awards and they were really expensive because what we were looking at were like the etched stainless steel look. They were about, I think they were $1,000 each. I don't have the quote up. So Maria suggested that we contact Alpha Graphics because they've done a lot of work with the city. And we did that. And they have a plastic material that looks like metal. It's called 3 mil max metal. And it's laminated for protection. And the quote to get all 5 plaques done is $487. So we're well under the $1,000 that the committee approved. But it is a different material. And I think Abby was going to test it. I don't know if you did.
I just basically, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, if you were to look at the sample, which I have at my house right now and not in my office, but if you were to look at it, it looks like, you know, like metal. But I took a key and I scratched it and it scratched like almost immediately. That being said, I don't know if somebody would go up with a key and scratch it. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, like from a vandalism standpoint. It's more likely that over time it would probably get, you know, weather beaten and might need to be replaced.
I kind of wonder if the expensive ones, though, the etched stainless would scratch as well, I think, wouldn't they, if somebody took a key to it?
Yeah, I wonder that too.
I guess my thought is that since the cost is so low, if we do need to reprint them, then it's not going to be that much money because the signs themselves are only like it depends on the size, but they're like $55 for each sign. The thing that costs the most money are the stands that we need, the posts. Those were $375.
Yeah, and I mean the good thing is like they're pretty well monitored. Like I don't think anybody would vandalize the one at the police station. And then we have the one at Starbucks, and that's like a really public place, so I wouldn't see anybody like going by there and scratching it or anything like that. I think we should go with the less costly option, like you said. And if we have to replace it, then at least we're not out a ton of money each time to replace it.
Mm-hmm. So should I move forward with printing with Alpha Graphics then? I guess we would need a motion.
I move to move forward.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
So Abby, if I order these, would I have them deliver them to City Hall or where would they be going?
Well, are you ordering with Alpha Graphics?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they deliver them. Well, I usually go pick up stuff from there.
Okay.
So if you just tell them, if you want to go ahead and order it, just tell them to put it in my name. I've been in there twice already this week. We work with them quite a bit. So, and then once they're ready, I'll just go pick it up and I'll just pay for it in person when I pick it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you for doing all that work and tracking it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it'll be exciting to have them up and see them too.
Mhm.
Finally.
When you guys went by Starbucks, did you talk to Starbucks about installing them? Like, are they gonna install the one themselves? Like, I wouldn't see the city crew like going and putting something up in a private business.
we spoke to the manager. That's right, Megan, Michelle was the manager, right?
Yeah.
And he was all in favor of it, and I'm sure that he would just hang it himself.
Does it have a hanger on the back?
I can find out.
I would try to, even if it costs a little extra, I would think it would be good for the interior ones to already be preset with like the hanger. Because then I can just hand it over to like the PD, hand it to Starbucks. They can install, we'll tell them where to put it, but they can do it themselves. But then on the one, like, so the Dama one, what is that one gonna be on?
It's on a post. I have a post for it.
Okay, good.
But then the city crew would need to like dig a hole and cement it in and stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's pretty easy for them to do.
Okay.
Anything else about the plaques, or shall we go on to item 4?
Thanks for that, guys.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for working on that for us. Number 4 is downtown entryway mural at Roman Candle. And there was an email today that Abby sent out with comments from the downtown, what is it called? The DMBA, Downtown Middleton Business Association.
Yes. Yep. So, so Meg has kind of been, this was like Meg's brainchild here, and the project is like widely being embraced by everybody who has heard about it. I think there's a lot of excitement from Roman Candle, from the Downtown Middleton Business Association, and from the CDA. So the cost estimate for the project was $5,000, and the CDA agreed to pay for $2,500 of it. So the Arts Committee is paying the other $2,500, assuming that the budgeted amount comes in also at $5,000, which we don't have yet because we don't have a design yet. So Meg and I have met with the artist team, and they had kind of come away from the meeting with 2 ideas for themes. One is Middleton Neighborhood Shop Local, and the second is Social Justice Unity. I do want to mention, like, I know that there's a lot going on right now with Black Lives Matter, and there was a protest in Middleton on Saturday. There's another protest coming up in the Stonehorse Green this Saturday. And there is also a movement afoot by a couple of people who are not related to this project, so completely separate from this project. There are a couple of people who are circulating a petition to try to get the city to paint a Black Lives Matter mural on the street. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that in case that gains momentum. The last I had checked, there were about 50 people who had signed a petition, and eventually these folks plan to present the petition to the city. They reached out to a few of the city staff members to ask about it, and I gave them some information from Meg, because Meg had gone downtown and taken pictures of all of the murals that were done on State Street, and most of those were done by people of color. And so we passed along those artists' names to this group. But anyway, I just wanted to give you that as a backdrop, because it seems like there's a really good chance that could end up being supported by the council. And so it's possible we'll have that going on too, but their proposed location is actually in the right of way next to the Stonehorse Green, like in front of Middleton Center.
That's where they want to put the Black Lives Matter on the street.
Yeah, they want to put it on the street in front of the Stonehorse Green. And one of the women who's kind of spearheading it is Kari Oaks, and she's on the CDA. So she also reached out to me separately and said, would the CDA be able to pay for it? And I said, well, if they voted to use their budget, then yes, but you would need to get approval, of course, to be able to use the money. So anyway, and I know Brewer was really interested in like this mural having some kind of social justice angle as well. So the way that this group works is they basically, I mean, their murals are large, bold text generally. And so they came up with 3 neighborhood theme slogans and 3 social justice themes. And they could also do like a sub phrase underneath. And the email that I sent to you today was from the DMBA. They were advocating that for the love your neighbor idea. They really like that. They thought it went well with the city's slogan of good neighbor city. They also they put a plug in for the idea of the sub theme being something about support local. The only concern they had about love your neighbor was that it might have religious connotations to some people, even though it's not love thy neighbor. They said that was like the only minor concern, and so they were advocating that be the theme that's selected, but that we give the artist feedback to say, make sure that it doesn't look like a religious mural. So anyway, I'm just passing that on to you guys. It's your budget, and so of course that's just feedback, and you can select whichever slogan you like.
So I would like to make a recommendation that the artists work with the DBMA to get whatever mural they like. I mean, we would have to approve it, but since they have question about the phrasing and so on, why don't we let the artists and the DBMA work that out among themselves? We're going to see the mural before it, we have to approve it before it's installed, but I don't know how you feel about doing it, about that approach.
I think we can still express our opinions, though, if we feel that one of these works than the other.
I guess being a non-religious person, the love your neighbor thing didn't stick out to me as being religious.
And we're the good neighbor city, and so it does kind of pick up on that theme.
Mm-hmm.
I think the love your neighbor thing could really tie in well with what we do. I think a lot could be accomplished with that subtext to push it away from the religious sounding thing.
Yeah.
So even if the love your neighbor in itself feels a little bit iffy, we could, maybe tweak the subtext for it. And just a note about the committee approval thing. I think in a mural situation, I'm coming into this brand new, but the fewer steps of committees I think it has to go through, maybe the better. So anybody who wants to have input, I feel like if we can do it in the beginning, that would be easier on the artists and cheaper in the long run. So you don't have one committee doing drafts, it comes to us, another committee doing drafts. I think it would be ideal if we could both agree from the get-go.
Yeah, I agree. It's already kind of taking a little bit longer than I think they would really like it to take. And Brewer's emailed a couple times, like, where's this project at? Because he's really interested in getting it started. So I think the sooner we can get back to them, the better. They're kind of like waiting for this meeting so that we can go back to them with what we decide on.
Yeah, and I would agree with that too, Christina. The CDA basically said, this sounds like a really cool project. And they're like the group that's partially funding it along with the arts committee. They were like, this sounds like a really cool project, but we're not artists, so we defer to the arts committee. And then the DMBA was like, thanks for giving us a chance to weigh in. We didn't think we would have a chance. Here's what we like. But they also understand that the arts committee is like the one that's paying for half of it. And so I think it's this group that gets to choose. And I wouldn't want like the design having to go to like multiple steps. Like, I think once we get the design or the couple of options, then it needs to be decided at the arts committee. So it doesn't get like, I mean, I feel like it's moved really quickly so far, Meg, but I work in local government. Brewer's like, why is it taking so long? I'm like, are you kidding?
I'm used to freelancing and we have like a 24-hour turnaround. So, it's like, you got to do things quick.
Yep.
So could we have them maybe come up with some sub slogans so that we could see what they're kind of the direction they're going with the love your neighbor and how they might tie supporting local in with that?
Well, they mentioned that. I don't know, did you see the email that Abby sent out today?
I did, yeah.
Because it's got some suggestions there.
Yes, I saw it.
Anyway, so they're
Hold on, let me make you guys smaller.
right. Anyway, so do we need to, yeah, there you go. The subtext that they included, I can't find it now on my piece of paper. I thought they had some suggestions for subtext that were good. One of them was simpler than the other.
They liked think big, shop local.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
Or,
But how do you tie that in with social justice? That's what I don't, that's what I,
That's under a separate, they had two options, right?
see.
One was social justice and the other one. And I think big, shop local fell under the other one, the other category.
Love Thy Neighbor would be in big text, and then the subtext would be smaller beneath it.
or explore the local flavor of downtown Middleton is one of the ideas.
That's another idea, exactly. So that would be a subtext under the one that says love thy neighbor.
I would like to see the text and the subtext a little bit more
Aligned.
aligned. I mean, they
Yeah.
don't have to be related.
yeah.
So something like love your neighbor shops here, or something that is a
Oh, that's
continuation.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Should we suggest that to them? You know, I don't feel like we should be telling them exactly what to do. I think we can make
Yeah.
suggestions to them, but anyway. If
What if we like select love your neighbor and then they provide subtext options via text or even imagery? Imagery could support the big idea as well.
well, that's what the artist would work out. You know, the artist would give us a
Right. They
mock-up.
can provide us those extra options.
Exactly.
That's a cool idea, Maria.
Mhm.
So how do you want to proceed here? It's, you know, the DMBA is waiting for guidance from us. Should we tell them to just go ahead and proceed with the ideas that they think work best and work them out with the artists? And we can give them Megan Mackey's suggestion as well.
I think it would probably be me and Meg meeting with the artist and Brewer to talk about it. I don't think Brewer is very active in the DMBA. I've never seen him at any of the meetings. A lot of the other restaurants and shops participate in the DMBA, but he is pretty separate. I've never seen anybody from Roman Candle at one of their meetings.
Really? Even though it's going to be on their wall?
Yeah. But I'm sure, I mean, I think he'll be supportive, don't you, Meg? Of the Love Your Neighbor?
Love your neighbor? Yeah, I think so.
What I liked,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry,
We'll have to approve it, right? Is that correct? Sorry.
something that I liked that from Madison, from going to State Street and seeing all of those shops, you know, the panels and what the artist said to them, is that when people now it's like a tourist attraction, like people are going down there just to see that, and they're taking whatever message resonates with them, they'll take a picture of it and take a selfie with it. And I feel like messages that are more general and not necessarily too business like focus, that people can resonate with, like tourists and other people shopping downtown, might be more attractive, because people can actually take selfies and promote downtown Middleton with their selfies and these pictures. And I feel like if you make it very business oriented, people might not want to take a picture of that. But if it says like love your neighbor and it's a message that everybody can relate with, then I feel like it's spread more on social media and be more of an invitation for people to come to Middleton.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel like a lot of people are turned off by kind of slogan-y things. So I would want to make sure that we steer clear of that. And I do think that like the support downtown Middleton is a little bit too slogan-y as like a subtext. So I do like Maria's idea of just focusing on love your neighbor, and then maybe the imagery can incorporate some of the other shopping elements, you know, like maybe they have a little bag with a little owl on it that's Regal Find, or I don't know what they'll do, but you know, that kind of thing.
Because they also said the DMBA said they wanted to use this, you know, the mural in their business cards or whatever. So it does have to.
Well, they probably have to pay the artist for that. So that they'll have to do that on their own.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So what motion specifically should we make for this?
I don't know, Abby?
Well, you could approve the Love Your Neighbor slogan, if that's your preference. And then you could say, if there is a subtext that you wouldn't want it to be too commercial sounding in nature or something like that, I mean, we could then pass that along. We would meet with Oh Yeah Studio and we would pass that feedback along and like give a little bit more about the discussion that we had and then see what they come up with. And if they come back with a design in like 2 weeks, we could schedule just a special meeting to approve the design so that they aren't waiting. I mean, we're all kind of hanging out at home right now anyway, right? So we could just do like a 30-minute quick meeting if you guys wanted to do that to keep it moving along.
I'll make that motion.
What she said.
What she said.
Hey, before we vote, and I don't want to be a total wet blanket, but is there a way we can ask them to do like heart your neighbor? So there's absolutely no religious.
Oh, have the love instead of the word love, have it be a heart?
That's what I mean.
That'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
So you could pass that along with our other discussion, our other suggestions.
You know, you don't have to take it, but
We could say, you know, that we heard from a couple of people from the DMBA that they were concerned that the only concern that they had was that it might have religious connotations. One idea is you could do a heart of love or some other way to make sure that it's clear that it's not religious, but not tell them that it has to be a heart. I mean, we could just pass it along as feedback.
great.
So we have a motion. Does someone want to make a second?
Second.
So Megan Mackey seconds. All in favor say aye.
Christina seconded.
Oh, Christine, sorry. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. So the next item of business is Percent for Arts program discussion with Katie, Christina, and Michelle.
And this is actually my fault. I never reached out to you guys to set up a meeting, so apologies for that. I just wanted to keep it on the agenda to make sure that we remember, and we'll try to meet before the next meeting.
Okay. Anything else we should discuss? Oh, I have one question. Any word on when quadrants might be reinstalled at Middleton Station?
Good question. I'll email Brad Hopwood and ask him about that. I'll tell him, I'll use the plaques as a reason why I'm checking in again. I think it's probably just that our streets crew is really busy getting the road work done.
Yeah, I just don't want him to forget about it, that's all.
Okay, I'll check in about it and see what he says. I'll copy you, Rob.
Okay.
And while we're on that topic, now would be a good time for Self-Made Man to be cleaned and waxed. Do we know if that's on anyone's to-do list right now?
I can email Darlene Bueller and let her know that it should be done. Have you been by there recently and checked it out?
No, I haven't, but they committed to doing it every, what did they say they would do?
It was every other year, or maybe it was every year.
I could go by, but just time-wise, it seems like it's
time.
It's time.
Okay, I'll send her an email and let her know.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Someone want to make a motion to adjourn?
I will move to adjourn. This is Katie.
we need a second?
I second it.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Fastest
you.
meeting ever.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.